The rapidly spreading coronavirus has infected 90,000 people worldwide, stoked fears about a pandemic, and rattled global markets. However, the outbreak is also having an unexpected environmental effect. It is drastically cutting carbon emissions, according to NASA and the European Space Agency.
So right now we're seeing drops in both carbon emissions as well as nitrogen dioxide. Carbon emissions are down by about 25%. Nitrogen dioxide is down by about 30%.
That drop translates to a 6% decline in overall global emissions. With travel restrictions, factory shutdowns, and tepid consumer demand for products, China's use of fossil fuels has plummeted, and coal use is at a 4-year low.
Three biggest contributors to these emissions are power production, so electricity production from burning fossil fuels, passenger vehicles, so people getting in their cars and driving, and industrial manufacturing. So all three of these have been scaled back during this crisis.
The 3-week decline is roughly equal to the amount of carbon dioxide that major American states such as New York put out in a full year. Many fear the dip in pollution is temporary.
So when we see a slowdown in economic activity due to this virus outbreak, we see a massive drop in all of these emissions. And so you might also expect that the inverse is also true, that as the outbreak gets more under control and economic activity continues to comes back up, we'll see these emissions rise again.
China is the leading emitter of greenhouse gas emissions in the world, having surpassed the United States in 2005.
Important context is that this is happening just after the Lunar New Year. So typically around the Lunar New Year we see economic activity slow down and as a result emissions decrease. Usually that only lasts about a week and then emissions rise again. This year we're seeing a prolonged state of that holiday level of emissions. The thing I'm mostly concerned about is a potential rebound effect, which we've seen in the past. So after the 2008 financial crisis, for example, the government had introduced a lot of spending stimulus packages to stimulate the economy, and that actually led to an increase in emissions that was potentially more than would otherwise have happened if we didn't have the financial crisis.